You know what's funny is I was gonna react to an Antonio Speaks video, but then I'm like, something about this title just caught my eye. So we got a video by Exo Speaks, and black people are the most hated group in America.
Let me say this clearly, because people love to pretend this isn't real. Black people are the most hated group in America.
Yeah, I'm be honest. It's completely true. Because I mean, it's mainstream, right? Whenever you think of racism in America, you just think of like black people for the most part.
Somebody right now is racing to their keyboard, ready to hit me with a "y'all are always playing victim" type of take. I can feel you through the screen, little bro. Chill out. Because y'all gotta remember, hatred isn't just slurs or violence. It's narratives, blame, and how a country talks about you when you're not in the room. And in America, no group gets blamed, scrutinized, generalized, and villainized more consistently than black people. Gotta be honest, right? Every
it's part of the agenda,
though, somehow gets traced back to us. Whether it's crime, poverty, division, or the country falling apart, somehow it's always us.
Why do you think black people are 13% of the population?
Oh, I remember this guy.
50% of the crime, but only contribute 5% to the GDP?
Black fatigue.
Bro, who cares about the freaking GDP? Shut up, bro.
It's all over my FYP page. Thank you. I am so happy that this is being brought up. And oh, by the way, for us white people that have been around the block a long time, this isn't new to us. We've been dealing with this for over 40 years.
A white woman who was purchasing something inside makes the claim that a young black child sexually assaulted her.
What?
Surveillance video obtained by Pix11 from inside the Sahara Deli appears to vindicate the young boy, clearly showing him walking by, rushing out to leave with his family.
So she tried to claim SA? She tried to claim SA? The little nigga wasn't even looking at you. And even if his elbow did brush your butt or some shit, it's not that serious. It's literally a kid. What the fuck?
And the crazy part is, we've never oppressed anyone.
This is sad, bro.
People will bring up the African kingdom when they hear me say that, but it didn't create a world system where Africans dominated continents, extracted wealth worldwide, or enforced racial hierarchy. We don't have a history of colonizing countries. We didn't build empires off of genocide. We didn't steal land across the globe, and we definitely didn't enslave entire races.
And even if you want to use the argument that, oh, everybody was evil at a certain point in history, which I do think is true to an extent. The way that Europeans and white Americans did it was way worse. And just in general, if we're trying to formulate like a new good society where everything's equal and there's equity, then we need to point out the fact that in the present time, black people are the most disadvantaged. And there simply needs to be like reparations or something to make up for that.
Of people. White America constantly shifts the narrative away from its own history and places it on us. Instead of dealing with colonialism, slavery, genocide, exploitation, etc., the focus always becomes black crime, black culture, black behavior, black attitudes. Because if the country actually sat with the full history of white supremacy, not the brainwashed version that they try to feed you, not just in America, but globally, the whole system of...
Okay, I'm sorry, but this flag low-key looks lit, bro. And it is literally lit, bro. I'm sorry. This flag look cool. I can't even lie. I'm not trying to raccoon. It's just like with the light shining on it, it looks pretty, bro. But I stand against it.
They try to feed you, not just in America, but globally, the whole system of white superiority would completely collapse. So instead, black people get turned into the scapegoat. If they can successfully convince everybody that we're the biggest threat to society, then they don't have to question who built the system in the first place. So let's talk about history for one quick second, right? We all know slavery was horrific. And honestly, me saying that is an understatement. It wasn't just forced labor. It changed the entire balance of the world.
Yeah,
it created wealth for
worst
white
crime in
nations
history,
and
bro.
Instability everywhere else.
Like straight up.
Colonialism destroyed cultures, borders, language, all across Africa, the Caribbean, and Latin America, and Asia as well. As you know, millions of people died. But honestly, I don't want to focus too much on slavery in this video.
It's just sad, bro. And like, with events like this, you just be thinking that humanity is just evil, like in general. Or maybe a specific group, but let me chill out.
Because that needs a whole other video dedicated towards it, not just a quick 2-minute segment. You get what I'm saying? But even after slavery, the violence didn't stop. For some reason, that just was not enough for them. If we totally disregarded all of the evil that was done to us, you'll start to notice a pattern throughout history. We are not the only people that they have terrorized on a consistent basis. Ours is way more consistent than other people's, but they do this to other groups as well. Of course, it's not as bad. Nowhere near it. You got
nowhere
things like
near
the
it.
My
For
Lai
real,
massacre, where U.S. soldiers murdered unarmed Vietnamese civilians.
American soldiers gunned down more than 500 unarmed civilians in a village called My Lai. The dead were women, old men, children.
170 people were marched down in there. Women, old men, babies. GI stood up on the side with their weapons on full automatic and machine gun fire.
There were no
psychopaths, man.
Captured.
Psychopaths.
There were no draft age males.
Like, it's that simple, bro.
Civilians.
Nuclear testing on Bikini and Etobicoke atolls.
And bro, the shit they teach about slavery isn't even half as bad. You really want to get into it? Black babies used as alligator bait. Fucking organ harvesting. Go watch Get Out. They literally talk about it on that movie Get Out. Who's the guy who produced it again? I don't freaking remember, but like, bro, organ harvesting, alligator bait. It's probably some worse stuff too. Probably some cannibalism shit, man.
People were displaced and poisoned for years. They literally tested nukes at their homes, bro. That's crazy. And after their homes were used for nuclear testing, they saw higher cancer rates, abnormal birth defects like extra fingers, extra toes, big heads, clear skin that you could see all of their organs through, and a lot of other horrific side effects that a lot of people don't want to talk about.
Just evil, bro. Spawn of Satan.
Some babies were born without limbs.
What the fuck?
There was an instant where there was a baby with no arms or legs and no head. The skin was transparent and they could see all the organs beneath the skin.
Bro,
this baby was born with white hair and no ears and no genitals.
You also have coups, invasions, and destabilization across the globe. Listen, I know a lot of y'all racist hate us, right? But y'all literally went into Venezuela and kidnapped their president. Y'all just said, forget sovereignty, huh? That's not even a thing no more, right? That's crazy. I want you to sit back and think about that for 1 second. What if another country invaded the U.S. and kidnapped our president? All feelings aside about how you may feel about him and his policies, right? Most of us here don't even see that as a possibility. So imagine if it became a reality. If something like that was even attempted, it would be an all-out war. And you know I'm telling the truth. Like that's not crazy to y'all that y'all just went into another place and captured a president? That's wild. But when y'all do it, it's okay, right? That's real power abuse. But somehow black people
the truth is everything throughout history has always been about power, especially when it comes to men. Like men, it's in our nature. We're just dominant. It's about power, and it's fucked up, but that's how we are.
Framed as the danger? That don't make sense. Now let's talk about violence, because people love to bring this up. Every time there's a crime involving a black person, it becomes a reflection of all of us. It doesn't matter what it is.
What I realized is people only focus on the present and they don't actually focus on the past that much, unless it benefits them, you know? So it's just like, it's cooked, man. But if we want to say black people are violent in 2026, you know, it's just like in 2025 and 2026, it's like, who's doing all the school shootings? Is it black people? No, it's not.
It could be something petty or it could be something major. But when violence comes from somebody in the white community, it's a lone wolf, mental health, an isolated incident, right?
I love the mental health excuse. Like, bro,
it's different.
Y'all funny, bro.
Adam Lanza shot and killed 20 first graders and 6 educators. The report says he had profound mental...
Oh, wow. The usual suspect. Like, you want me to lie?
Emotional and developmental challenges.
He had a history of mental illness and had become physically aggressive, throwing
I'm sorry. He was mentally ill. Aww.
a chair and glass across the room.
Card was experiencing an acute mental health episode in the months before Wednesday's massacre.
Most of the mass shooters in this country are white males, but nobody says white culture is violent.
And then it's funny how like some racists online are like, oh, what about gang violence mass shootings? Gang violence is not a mass shooting, bro. Like, you're literally just being condescending. Like, shut up, man.
One blames white communities as a whole, and
gang shootings are like 1 to 3 people. Mass shootings are like freaking 10 or more. Like, just Just stop.
No one suggests that white people need to do better as a group. We just send our thoughts and prayers to the victim and keep it pushing until the next tragedy happens. No accountability at all. And that tells you everything you need to know about the double standard. If most of them were black, oh my goodness, it would have been total, they would have been losing it. It would have been crazy, right? In my opinion, black people in America are easy to hate for one reason. Just us being here contradicts their entire narrative. This country loves to talk about freedom, but while it was being built, we were enslaved the whole time. It likes to talk about equality like it was always meant for everyone. But
bro, I love how Antonio Speaks is sparking so many new channels like Exo Speaks, who we have right here, and just like pro-black channels, bro. Like, great job.
We were deliberately excluded from it and still are to a certain degree. And it talks about justice, even though the legal system has historically been used to criminalize us instead of protecting us. Our existence exposes their lies. So instead of fixing the system, it just attacks the people that expose it. What also makes people uncomfortable.
Bro, honestly, I don't even know like what would have to be done for like black Americans to like just succeed overall as a group. Like, is reparations alone enough? Like, that's what I'm wondering, bro. I don't think it is, bro. Like, we would have to actually eliminate like racism as a concept, bro. Like, I don't know if reparations would be enough.
Is the fact that despite everything,
but at the same time, we got black billionaires like freaking you know, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, freaking who else? Kanye West, bro. Like, what black people have done with such little time it's beautiful.
Was done to us: Jim Crow, slavery, redlining, mass incarceration, environmental racism, and other things that are still
Wait, what? Environmental racism? Wait, what's that one? Like, hold up, what?
Done to this day. We did not disappear. We're still here. And instead of acknowledging our existence, America just framed it into entitlement and victimhood. But victims don't usually get blamed for everything in society. Targets do. Y'all gotta understand, America needs black people to be seen as the villain. This is very necessary for them, because if we aren't, then the system has to explain itself. And once people start asking who made the...
I mean, it's just corruption and power. It's like, I don't think it's this huge, big, like, thing. Like, there is a system in place. It's just hard to explain. Like, it's a lot simpler than we think it is. It's just the rich billionaires, and not even only billionaires, but it's just like people just want power, and it's cooked. So basically, it's just like rich white people. They're going to be able to push narratives, and they have enough money to influence society and kind of the world as a whole. It's just cooked, bro. I don't know what the solution is, man.
Rules, who controls resources, who benefits. That's when things start to get uncomfortable for them, because they lose control over the narrative. So instead of dealing with that, it's just easier for them to put the blame on
control of the media, for example. Like, that's a huge one. Builds easy narratives.
Yes, that narrative makes it easier for them to justify a lot of things that they do, even if it's complete BS. It don't matter. It's how environmental racism keeps happening, for example, without people noticing or even making a big deal about it. It's why toxic sites get placed near black neighborhoods, why polluted water gets ignored, and why our communities are treated like they're disposable. If black neighborhoods are already seen as the problem, then neglect doesn't look like neglect anymore. It just looks normal. And harm doesn't look like harm. It looks justified. So the focus stays on us instead of the policies and decisions that put us in those conditions in the first place. You see how that works? And that same mindset spills over into everything else that we deal with. Policing, schools, housing. As long as we're framed as the problem, the system never has to take accountability or responsibility for the damage that is caused to our communities.
Yeah, bro, it's...
Let me say this.
Yeah, it's fucking cooked, bro. Like, if I'm being so dead ass, bro, I feel like AI is gonna just kill us all before black people ever, and not even really black people, African Americans specifically, before they just ever are like, before it's ever equal, bro, before African Americans are equal to white Americans and shit, man. Like, it's fucking cooked, man.